Hey, it's Terry. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Now I'm doing low carb while I'm in maintenance. Thank you for watching. This video is dedicated to my dear buddy Craig. He doesn't ask for much. He just says, Terry, don't talk so dadgum much and give me a video with asparagus. So that's what I'm doing today, Craig. We are going to do a video of asparagus. So I'm first going to cut up some bacon and we are going to get this cooked up because asparagus needs bacon and bacon needs asparagus. So that's what we're going to start off with. So I'm going to work on getting this sauteed up and getting it all cooked up real nice and crispy, and I'll be back when that is done. Got to get my pot hot and my bacon cooked. All right, I'll be back, buddy. This is for Craig. I understand that some people have a fancy way of breaking the asparagus, but I don't waste that much asparagus. I take off about 1 inch from the ends. See that right there? And I toss them. Hang on. And I hang on to the rest of it. I don't mind it being a little stringy or whatever it is, so get one over here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut them into about inch-size pieces. Right there. And I'm going to do another one, and I'll be right back. So I've got, the bacon looks about like that. I'm going to pull some of it out and get some of the rendered fat out because I'm going to divide this for, I'm going to use this for something else also. So I'm going to use half of the bacon and half of the grease. So let's just set this bacon aside for a minute. Now I'm going to take this grease and pour it into here and hope it doesn't shatter. Okay. Now I'm going to take this asparagus. That's one. And two. And I'm going to saute them a little bit. Put some of that liquid gold back in here. There we go. I'm going to put some salt in there. I don't want to get too wild with the seasonings. I like just kind of plain salt and pepper and bacon. So I'm going to let this saute up a little bit. And when this softens up, I'll be back. Alright, look how bright green that is. It looks like green beans. They're so pretty. Look at that. Nice, nice. So it smells really good. I'm going to take half of the bacon, because like I said, I'm going to use the other half for something else. I'm going to put half of the bacon in there. And I'm just going to kind of stir this around. I'm going to let this sit together for just a couple more minutes. Other people, I know my sister, she puts like lemon juice and all kinds of stuff, but I really like it together. I covered it to help it kind of speed up the cooking process. So I'm going to cover it again and just let that kind of, actually I'm just going to turn it off and let it sit for about 3 minutes. And then we'll give it a taste test. So hang on, 3 minutes. Now, we'll get this served up. I'm putting it right into plastic. So if you're a plastic person, don't look. I just can't help it. I can't help it. I do have some glass stuff now that somebody gave me. But I forget it's such a habit to grab this plastic. She might be watching. If you're watching, I'm sorry, friend. It's sitting right over there. I just don't remember. Can you freeze glass? I guess you can. I think you can. That one's got a little more than the others. There we go. Now, let's give this a taste test. We'll take it out of this one. Hey, let's see what we think. We got our asparagus and bacon, Craig. It's going to be hotter than diddly, though. You already know. You already know that this is good. You talking about good stuff, Maynard? Yeah, right here. I'm gonna put the lid on these and put these in the freezer because it ain't lunch, it's up to meal time. I'll leave one out. But anyway, so yeah, there we go. We've got other stuff we're making, but we have some asparagus and bacon. So cha-ching! We're going to use the rest of that bacon grease that I have here. And we are going to make us some cracked cabbage. Crack slaw, whatever you call it. And so I've got my cabbage this one cut open. It's about to go brown or go bad, so that's why I need to use it. Oop, I didn't open this one. Hang on. Well, I did this wrong. I was supposed to do my onions first, but it's all right. We'll go with it. I'm going to put this on medium heat, and I'm going to get this sauteed up. And as this wilts down, I'll put it into something else, and then we'll cook the onions. We'll just work around it. That's all right. We'll just work around it. So, anyway, I'm going to work on wilting down this cabbage. Okay, actually I lied. I went ahead and pulled out the cabbage and added the bacon grease. And because I want to do the onions first. That's not how I do it. I don't do the cabbage first. So I want to do the way I do it, which is bacon and then onions. So I'm just going in the order that I like it. So now I'm going to saute up these onions down in this bacon grease. I'm going to put a little salt down in here. And, alright, when these onions get sauteed, then I'll be back. And by the way, the cabbage, I just stuck it back here. Okay, they're starting to be translucent. And I'm going to go ahead and add in, I have 1 bag of asparagus. I do like I did the other one. I cut off about 1 inch from the bottom and then cut the rest into about inch strips. So I'm going to let this go. I don't want it to get super soft, but I'll let it maybe cook for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to be adding in cabbage and broccoli slaw. So I'll let this kind of saute a little bit. And I'll get back with you. Actually, let me put in a little bit more salt. And we're going to add in some, I'm not going to do all the seasonings. I know a lot of people, whenever they make the cracked cabbage, I'm doing seasonings instead of sauces. This is some garlic sauce, salt, some onion salt, some hickory salt. This is that smoked salt, that smoked hickory salt. We're going to put some of that in there. And lots of times I do add all the sauces. You all know I ain't afraid of sauces. But I'm just trying to give it more of a natural flavor. Well, buddy, you're going to burn your mouth. Anyway, so I just want it to, this time, I just want it to be a little bit more of a natural flavor. So I'm going to cover this and I'll be back in about 4 more minutes. Did you burn your tongue, bud? Alright, it's been 5 minutes. They're not like super soft, but they're softened. because I've got other things we're going to be adding. So we're going to also add in our cabbage. This was 1.5 bags of cabbage. You saw me put that in. We're also going to put in, last week I had bought some broccoli slaw, and I don't know, it's getting a little bit sketchy, and I don't want to drag it out for another week just in case it's bad. So I'm going to put that in here. So we're going to let the rest of this, I'm going to put the lid on it and just let it kind of simmer. And let it kind of wilt a little bit. And when it wilts a little more, then I'll stir what's on the bottom up to the top. So maybe like 5 minutes, and then we'll give it a good stir. All right, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and top it off with some more seasoning. This is the same seasonings I used before. This is that smoked seasoning, that hickory smoked seasoning. And then some onion salt and some garlic salt and some regular salt. Now I'll see you in about 4 minutes left. All right, it's been 4 minutes. I'm just not patient. You all know that. Maybe you don't. Well, you do now. I'm just not very patient. So it's definitely softened up. But now what I just want to do is kind of mix it up a little bit and get some of the hot stuff from the bottom up to the top, and the cooler stuff from the top down to the bottom. And then we're going to, mix up the seasoning a little bit. Let me tell you something. If you haven't seen this spoon before, I grew up with this spoon. See how it's discolored on that end and that end? This was our Kool-Aid spoon growing up. But you know what else it was used for? It was Mama's whooping spoon. So when I moved out of her house, I took this spoon with me. You can't whip me with it no more, Mama. Believe me, she didn't whip me any more than I deserved. I was a little snot-nosed kid. Man, I was a little bratty kid. I was one of those kids, she would say, "Now, Terry, don't touch that. That's too hot." I would wait till she turned around, and I would have my finger on it so fast, because what if she was wrong? There's an off chance that maybe Mom didn't know that it was really not as hot as she thought it was. So I was that kid. And so trust me, I had whoopings at school. I had whoopings at church. I mean, that was from the whoopings at school from the teachers. I had whoopings at church, and I was just that kid. But it's, look at me now. I'm all growed up. I'm all growed up and not too shabby. Just not too shabby. So we are going to give this a taste. I feel like it needs to cook a little longer, but I still want to give it a taste. So we're going to put a little bit out on this plate here. I'm going to let this cool down, and I'm going to put this lid on it, and we'll let it go for a few more minutes. But in the meantime, we're going to taste it. So hang on just a second. It might need more seasoning or something. I don't know. And so you don't know unless you give it a taste. And yes, I am licking my spoon, but that's because I'm the only one eating it. That's good. That's real good. You can taste the asparagus and the broccoli. And the onion and bacon. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's good. You better make you some of this cracked cabbage right now. Now for consistency, I'm going to set it on the scale so that way they all can weigh about the same thing. Of course, it ain't going to be perfect, but it'll weigh pretty darn close to what they all weigh. I'm going to switch over to this one. I can get more out of it. I don't know exactly what I want them all to weigh. I think like with my rutabaga, I usually did around 170, 180. So more than that. There we go, 174. So I'm going to get all this up around in servings of about 170, and I'll be back. We got 7. Look at that. Doesn't that look yum, yum? So I made 7 of those cracked cabbages, and they are perfect. Turn it this way. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. 7 cracked cabbages.